Why is term life insurance better than whole life insurance? I'm Chad McMahan with Protect with Insurance. I'm going to do my best to answer this question for you. Now, firstly, let me say if you look online, you're going to see Dave Ramsey, pretty well known guy. He's a big fan of term life insurance, constantly talking about why it's better. I wanted to just quickly address this from the other perspective, which is from the insurance agency perspective. We have a lot of experience with this, and so I just want to quickly go through this with you. Now, first of all, why does Dave Ramsey say that term life insurance is better? Well, it's less expensive per $1,000 of coverage that you get, which if you think about it, that's very common sense. If an insurance company knows they're only on the hook for 10 years or 20 years or 30 years at $100,000, well, that's going to cost you a lot less than an insurance policy where they have to pay out any time that it occurs, even if it's in 60 years or whenever it may be. So term life insurance is always going to cost you less. The downside that really needs to be considered carefully before choosing a term life insurance policy is when you get to the end of that term, one of two things is going to happen. A, it's going to completely expire and it will be over. The music stops, you've got to get reinsured with a new policy based on the age at that time. Or B, some of these providers, these companies, these programs will give you the option of paying significantly more to keep that term policy and continue to use it for another 5, 10, even 20 years. But you need to understand that if you're going to keep a term past the term, that price is going to be significant. And it is commonly going to be about 8 to 15 times what you were paying before, without exaggeration. So you need to be mentally and emotionally prepared for that. Now, that being said, there are a few situations where term life insurance is truly a much, much, much better fit for someone. A, if you are of excellent health, generally that means 3 or less prescription medicines, no moderate or severe medical conditions, and even on the minor conditions, it might be that you have kind of a niche medical condition that requires a whole life insurance policy where you cannot do term. So a lot of seniors do not qualify for term life insurance, just as an example. Now, here that was A. A is if you have to qualify for it. B is if you are on a tight budget and you're past the age of 60, then term life insurance, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 term, it's going to be very expensive. We have seniors that reach out to us. They might be in their 70s or even in their 80s, and they want a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 policy. It's going to cost a fortune, so you just need to be aware of this in advance. Never hurts to get a quote. Reach out to us. We're happy to take care of you. We're happy to provide a life insurance quote. Term life insurance is so costly as you do get older. So you need to be aware of that. Now, we have some of the best priced options in the country. And so we can help a lot of people find something within budget. Sometimes what that might mean is instead of getting a $300,000 term life insurance policy, maybe you get $100,000 or even a $50,000 term life insurance policy. But we'll price exactly what you ask for, and then just know that we can adjust things here and there. Now, if you don't qualify for term life insurance, and or you cannot afford it, it's not within budget, whole life insurance is a great option. And you need to know that for some people, there's kind of a range of age, health, and pricing that meets up very, very nicely. Some people, because of health, severe health issues, and because of age, maybe even because of build, height, and weight, that it's not a good fit. And there are many times that we're going to say, look, this is very expensive. Maybe there's another way, and we can make recommendations to save you money. So reach out to us, see what we can do. Term life insurance has a lot of advantages. Not everyone can get it. Not everyone can afford it. But if you can, term life insurance can be a great, great thing. Just know that when you hit the age of about 45 to 55, whole life insurance, there are some big advantages. That's when it is least expensive to get it as an adult. Now, that being said, if someone had the foresight, and I hope that you do this for your own grandkids, your kids, that kind of thing, But if someone had the foresight to get you a whole life insurance policy when you were still a child, meaning under the age of 18, then you got some super duper, super cheap whole life insurance. Now, if you know someone who's under the age of 18, they're a direct family, strongly consider getting them whole life insurance, children's whole life insurance. It is so inexpensive, and then they're set for life with their life insurance policy. So consider that. It's a wonderful way to go, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. People will continue to think about you and be grateful towards you for getting